In middle school, I wanted to see if I could make a snake hibernate in the summertime, so I put a black snake in the refrigerator. And my brain was just geared for that natural world questioning, why? When I see a kid get excited about science and see their face light up because they've seen something for the first time, or they've had a thought about something and they have more questions, that really makes me feel like I've accomplished something. The Science Institute is a place to experience authentic STEM experiences. It serves all the students and the teachers in Surry County Schools. We're going to do a lab today on friction, and our focus...
Mr. Edwards is a dynamic teacher leader. He co-plans with teachers as well as co-teaches, and he finds new ways to incorporate labs and hands-on activities for students to be engaged and master the content.
I have a standing rule when I teach class. If you don't put a unit, I automatically assume it means chickens. So that would be 0.03 chickens. Obviously that would be an incorrect answer. I want kids to be able to do science. And that's another piece of what my role is here. If teachers are not yet at a level where they're comfortable with doing science in their classrooms, they can always have their kids come to me, or I can go to them and I can do engaging science activities with them.
He's taken me under his wing, showing that enthusiasm, showing that learning science can be a whole lot of fun, and putting it into the way I teach will be very beneficial as I grow into the field.
It was really good to have someone to show what I can do and ways that things could be taught. I'll say like, hey, I'm doing this topic next week, do you have any labs? And he'll bring me like 4 or 5 things that I could do, help me set up the room and everything for those.
One of my favorite parts right now is just working with teachers and growing teachers.
Different charts and diagrams.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I want to reach students, but I want to reach students through teachers. I may be in a room with 30 students, but if I can work with a teacher, they may be engaged with 90 students. So I can multiply that effect. So while one person is pulling, the other person is going to push play.
I've seen a lot of learning impacts with COVID, lots of learning gaps specifically. Students really did not do a whole lot of science projects when they were at home or labs, and so students were not as engaged in it. So going back and restarting things such as project-based learning, such as finding ways to connect with real-world problems in our community and getting our students involved in that. And so the Science Institute is an integral part of that.
Science is important not just for getting forward in the work world, but if you're going to live in a democracy, you're going to have thinkers, people who do research on their own. So I wanted people to be able to think for themselves and make wise decisions. And I think that's important not just for my children, for everybody's children.